If not us, who? And if not now, when?
The following is an EHC media production.
We gotta be doing something great.
It's time. It's time.
Who are you trying to kid?
I do not give a damn.
Because you're too scared to do the job your goddamn self.
I need someone that's has that some energy in them.
You guys know nothing about me.
I'm gonna take you out.
Promo climax time. Promo climax. You're all on fucking notice.
Either you rise or you fall. Rise or you fall. Either you rise or you fall.
April 6th, we present Promo Mania 4. Promo Championship will be on the line in an epic rematch as the Blackbane battles the Butcher.
I would hope that we can keep this professional, as I am always. You know, David Gillum, will be professional.
Promo Mania. And Mia Blackbane Costello. It's official, bro. You, me. Round 2. Promo Championship.
Promo Mania 4. Dave Gillum versus Amir Costello. The Butcher versus Blackbane.
Next up, you got me.
Mask versus Mask.
People will know that the champ, he's here.
You know, Dave, you are your favorite football team. You are the New England Patriots. You're in the championship fight. You're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Freight train going straight through you.
I'm the guy that 2 years ago nobody knew. I'm the guy that wasn't supposed to beat anybody. And I'm the last person anybody suspected to be here in this championship fight. I know who you are. I know what you bring to the table.
Bring your A game. Bring your A game. You asked for it. Now you're gonna get it.
But considering that you are the best heel in the business, the operative word there is business. Ain't none of it personal, brother.
Hey, what's going on, Smartmark Radio listeners, RWT family, and wrestling fans around the world? It's your boy Moses Marquez, and I'm here to bring you a new episode of SMR News, Smartmark Radio News. So, first off, I want to thank everybody for taking a little bit of their time out of the day to enjoy a awesome podcast about professional wrestling. But for those of you that are new to my show, welcome. And thanks for tuning in. If you're maybe one of the few hundred that have joined the new official Facebook page for Smartmark Radio, it is currently under the name of yours truly, Moses Marquez. But you will see the Smartmark Radio logo And that's how you know that is the Smartmark Radio page. Everything is dedicated to Smartmark Radio and all things professional wrestling. Also, we have the Smartmark Radio Nation Facebook group just starting up. So this is a late Sunday night, March the 3rd, 2019, soundcloud.com/Smartmark Radio. Got a whole lot of news and not a lot of time, so I'm going to stop wasting yours and let's just jump right into it. For those of you who are new, the format that I normally go through is I talk the indie scene first, but that does not mean, what I mean by indie scene is pretty much anything that is not WWE, and I do mean anything that is not. So we're talking some AAA, some MLW, some PWG, some Impact, some WrestleMania weekend, some just straight indie scene. We got a whole bunch of stuff. So like I said, let's not waste any time. I'll jump right into it. My idea of the biggest news going on right now in independent wrestling is Cody Rhodes is actually going to be wrestling 9 days prior to the Double or Nothing show live from Las Vegas, Nevada in the MGM Garden Arena. MGM Grand Garden Arena, on May 25th. He will actually be in Puebla, Mexico on Saturday, March 16th. And he will be competing for AAA in the Rey de Reyes tournament. And that is the King of Kings. So, AAA is one of the few promotions that has joined the AEW, bandwagon. They have lent some talent there so far. Pretty much the biggest name coming out of AAA is the former Cruiserweight champion, Sammy Guevara. So, with that being said, Cody is coming off of arthroscopic knee surgery that happened back on February the 12th. So, he's not scheduled to wrestle until Double or Nothing, but from the looks of it, he's going to be appearing at AAA's Rey de Reyes, but there's a small chance he may hit the ring. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to jump into New Japan. Not a lot going on for New Japan. Two things. Number one, I'm actually going to say they're talking about their TV deal. The first night of the G1 Climax tournament, which will be July the 6th, is going to simultaneously, I believe, air here in the States on Access TV. They announced that they will be broadcasting the first night of this year's G1 tournament live. The tournament begins Saturday, July the 6th at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, which is head-to-head with what UFC is planning to be the biggest show of their year, part of International Fight Week in Las Vegas. Access will also be broadcasting the 2019 tournament, which ends Monday, August 12th, in a 3-night final taking place in Budokan Hall in Tokyo. So, this is kind of big news. We do have a G1 show in the States prior to this, and it's going to be in Dallas March the 13th, so 10 days from now. There will actually be a New Japan show in the States, so we'll see how that one goes. But for those of you who are interested in the G1, you don't have the New Japan World. First off, I don't know why you don't have the New Japan World. It's cheaper than WWE Network, and the wrestling is by far better. But, then you also get a lot of history in that, too. WWE has some history, but, it's a mixed bag. It is a mixed bag, but that's your way of getting a glimpse without paying a dime for those of you who have Access TV, and it seems like more and more people have it. So, sticking with New Japan, unfortunately, a man who was on fire in the last year or so, David Finlay, has injured his shoulder and will not be in the New Japan Cup, which actually starts on the 8th and goes until the 24th. Winner faces Jay White, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion, at Madison Square Garden WrestleMania weekend, April the 6th. So he injured his shoulder. He is being replaced by he's being replaced by Taguchi. I don't want to try to say his first name because I will butcher it. He's being replaced by Taguchi in the New Japan Cup. So I expect Taguchi to get a few wins. Not a bunch, but a few. So, actually, speaking of, New Japan, I want to talk about their current Never Open Weight champion. Their current Never Open Weight champion is Will Ospreay. And Will Ospreay is actually going to be in a match for WrestleMania weekend, April the 4th, against none other than the hottest man that was signed to Ring of Honor, Bandito. I feel like these guys could kill it. It could be quite possibly on the level of Ospreay and Ricochet. Looking forward to that one. Cheap plug here for a group that I do not have any affiliation with, but I feel like you guys should check them out, especially over WrestleMania weekend. No, excuse me. And that is this lovely site where you can catch all things independent wrestling. You can check out the independentwrestling.tv on their schedule. That's the website. It's independentwrestling.tv, where you can check out a bunch of independent wrestling schedules. You can see a lot of live matches, and there is a way to watch a lot of independent shows that are being broadcasted. I want to say it's powerbomb.tv. That's another way to watch a lot of good independent wrestling especially over WrestleMania weekend and beyond, of course. So since we're in the indie realm, let's keep it with the indie realm. Jim Cornette has made his appearance known at Major League Wrestling, debuting on Saturday's show, joining the broadcast team as a color commentator. I've seen the show. They normally upload it to YouTube the following day, so it uploaded today, this Sunday, and he did really good. I enjoy Jim Cornette on commentary. I feel like he brings that old school kind of a feel. Now, the last time he served as an announcer for the NWA was during the 75th anniversary last year, and he'll be doing so again during the Crockett Cup. Jim, according to PW Insider, this is not a one-time appearance. He will be joining the promotion going forward as both a commentator and an agent. He will also be working the New York City tapings that will take place next month. Congratulations, Jim Cornette. Speaking of MLW, for those of you who are interested in intimidation games, that show, again, aired on Saturday, is currently on YouTube on Sunday. And I just want to let you know that there was two super solid matches, and that was the Lucha Brothers defeating Team AAA, Laredo Kid and Torres, in a awesome opener that had awesome stuff. And then at the same time, we had the most important match, the MLW Heavyweight Championship match. Filthy Tom Lawler taking on Low Key in a steel cage match. Tom Lawler retains his belt in what was a pretty okay cage match. Again, worth checking out. Check out MLW's YouTube page. Now, going to keep on rolling because, like I said, time is of the essence. We're going to jump into PWG. Boy, do I wish they had a YouTube channel to check out full matches, not just highlights. Well, they presented 200, which is, my guess, their 200th show. So I'm just going to run through the whole thing really quick and just give you the results. I have yet to see any of these matches. This has only been live. Normally the only other way to see it is ordering their DVDs and or Blu-rays. But Jungle Boy defeated Trey Miguel and Jake Atlas in a 3-way match. Puma King defeated Laredo Kid. The Best Friends, Trent Beretta and Chucky T defeated the Aussie Open. Mark Davis and Kyle Fletcher. Brody King defeated Darby Allen in what I'm sure was an excellent match. Jonathan Gresham defeated David Starr in what I'm sure was an excellent technical match because Jonathan Gresham is similar to Zack Sabre Jr. I feel just isn't as polished, but still very good and working on building his character. So the PWG Tag Team titles were on the line in a triple threat match. The champions, the Rascals, defeated LAX and the Lucha Brothers to retain their titles in what I'm sure was an absolute killer of getting yo shit in. So, lastly, we have the PWG World Title match. Jeff Cobb taking on Bandito. And unfortunately for Bandito, he goes back to Ring of Honor without a championship belt. Jeff Cobb retains, and Jeff Cobb at the moment is on fire. He is everywhere, and everything he does is good work. Now then, we are going to jump into a little bit more. Going to sizzle on out, but we are actually going to do a little bit of Impact news. So, the biggest thing for Impact at the moment is the fact that they get back the B, my guess, Madison Rayne. Madison Rayne has departed Ring of Honor after, I want to say, about a year or so. The former five-time Knockouts champion is going to be returning to the promotion. She left because she was unhappy of her booking. Something I'm sure none of us are surprised about. So, going to finish up the independent scene here by talking about a former WWE guy being Ty Dillinger, now going under the name Sean Spears, rocking a mohawk, ready to do some work. He will have a match for Create a Pro Wrestler in, I want to say it's it's either New York or Nevada. Let me see here. What do I got? New York. My apologies. Friday, May 31st in Lynbrook, New York. He will also be appearing for Beyond Wrestling in Massachusetts. So it seems like he's obviously going to get some dates. His 90-day, unfortunately, no compete that he has through WWE ends on May the 31st. So him being at Double or Nothing May the 25th would be in breach of contract. And unfortunately, a lot of those guys are not willing to do that. I felt Ty Dillinger could have easily have gone to Impact or anything like that and done well. And I do feel Impact would be a good stay for him. But AEW works as well, if, of course, he eventually goes there. So I'm going to finish with Impact news. I thought I had one. I thought that was my last one. It is not. Just going to say this quick, bam, in your face. Rosemary signs a 2-year deal with Impact Wrestling. She's back. She does not have to deal with Sexy Star anymore, and all is great in the world. So, let's get into some WWE news, shall we? Let's just talk the biggest talk there is. And the biggest talk there is in all of WWE right now is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is back. His leukemia is in remission, and he's ready and willing to jump back in that ring ASAP. Now then, it looks like there is an advertisement currently of Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns taking on the handicapped team of Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley in a 2-on-3 handicap match. So, let me just say that if you do this, you're just going to make them look extra strong. I know they want to put the Shield back together because that's the best thing to do now. You have all three. If Dean's quote-unquote on his way out, this is your best way to get as much money out of him as possible, which is, the nice way of putting it. But, Roman being back is great. I don't hate it. I don't care about it, I'm just happy to see that the guy's healthy. And, excuse me. And I hope he knows what he's doing. And I hope he knows that coming back here means that, he's got to carry that burden of trying to live up to what he is now supposed to be. Getting all the love in the world, pretty much going to immediate babyface, no longer the guy we hate. But a lot of people maybe feel different than that. We don't know. But only time will tell. So speaking of Roman, we're going to keep with Roman. He has an episode of Chronicle, which is going to air on the WWE Network following Monday. So tomorrow's Raw. Of course, you're going to get to see the Chronicle of, my guess is, battle through leukemia and all that other fun jazz. We're on the Raw brand. Let's keep it going with some Raw stuff. Saturday Night Live Weekend Update hosts to appear on WWE Raw. WWE announced today that the SNL's Michael Chi and Colin Jost will be special guests on Monday Night Raw. This episode is taking place in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. Not sure what this means. I have not watched SNL in quite some time. I don't know how funny these guys are or not. So let's hope this is something good. But I'm going to give you a quick SmackDown preview. We do have a little bit of information coming out of SmackDown. And as it is right now is, of course, R-Truth is going to be doing his open challenge for the U.S. Championship. I think that's going to be pretty great. I love when people do an open challenge. It seems to always get a good reaction. A good reaction. And, hopefully a good surprise. So, we also have announced The Miz versus Jey Uso. I'm not as excited for that as I'm sure some would be. That is the SmackDown preview for this Tuesday. Ooh, excuse me. I've got a little bit of a cold going on here. Gonna jump into some 205 Live. We have the bracket for the number one contenders tournament. Currently, Tony Nese and Drew Gulak have advanced. But following week, we're going to have Humberto Carrillo against Oni Lurkin. And we're going to have Cedric Alexander taking on Akira Tozawa. I would love to see Carrillo and Alexander in the semifinal. And then I'd actually love to see it just like this. Drew Gulak versus Humberto Carrillo in the final, with Carrillo winning, going on to face Buddy Murphy at WrestleMania. That's my prediction. I love Humberto Carrillo. He is the former Ultimo Ninja, and he does great things in the ring. So, I just want to let everybody know a couple of quick little tidbits here. And this is all courtesy of Figure4Online.com. Overnight Pro Wrestling Sheet ran a story on how Dana Warrior, wife of the late Ultimate Warrior, joined the WWE writing team to offer more of a female perspective. Dave Meltzer has reported that the role is of consultant and not member of the writing team, although many changes it may change in the future. She was at WWE TV last week and is scheduled to be there again this following week. So a few other side notes from Dave Meltzer here. Bruce Pritchard's role with WWE in the pecking order is a bit overstated, and that he is also a consultant and not on the writing team. Pritchard and Conrad Thompson will continue to do their Something to Wrestle podcast. The featured Raw match for the WWE Fastlane pay-per-view is being advertised by the Cleveland's Quicken Loans Arena as Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, and Bobby Lashley. Now, what David had said on the last episode of Wrestling Observer Radio is this is their way of trying to get Roman and the Shield back together. There's a possibility that there's going to be a 3-on-3, adding in Dean, or they can even make it a 4-on-4, adding Elias, and then adding, of course, Dean and Braun Strowman. So let's just see where this whole thing goes. It could go as high as having a 4-on-4 match, getting the Shield and Strowman over, or it could just be the Shield beating the hell out of some people. Who knows here? But I got one last tidbit of news, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap it up for this evening. NXT UK, 5 new signings. They made their debuts during dark matches and during the last week's tapings of NXT UK. Officially, we have Eli Dragunov, which is going to be like Elijah Rugaber. Dragunov is easier. Kaylee Ray, Jazzy Gabbert, Primate, Oliver Sauter, who is formerly Oliver Carter. All of those 5 awesome faces are joining WWE UK. Also, Viper made her appearance as well, showing off that big girls know how to get it down in the UK. So, again, that is everything I have for you guys. That's about all the news that's out there. Tomorrow night is Monday Night Raw. Hopefully we get some more follow-up with this Batista and Triple H nonsense, and we can see kind of where it's going to go when we finally get on the real road to WrestleMania. Right now we're about 4 weeks out. But it's coming quick and a lot faster than we think. So, again, check out the official Facebook page of Smartmark Radio. It is under the name Moses Marquez, but look for the Smartmark Radio logo. Check out the Smartmark Radio Nation Facebook group. Feel free to join that as well. That would be fantastic. And, of course, for those of you who are listeners and would love to join us on any one of these shows, an episode of the Gorilla Position, SMR News, a special episode, of an interview that I may do of Smartmark Radio, or even the Retro Rewind, please feel free to shoot me a message at the Twitter, SmartmarkR at Twitter, or on the Facebook page, Moses Marquez, quote-unquote, Smartmark Radio. Again, look for the Smartmark Radio logo in the picture. Another good way to get a hold of us is our new email. And that new email is simply smartmarkradio@gmail.com. Lucky for us, nobody seemed to catch the name. Lucky. Feel free to send your questions and comments to that email there. Again, it's smartmarkradio@gmail.com. Find us at Twitter at smartmarkr, and of course Facebook. And you can catch all of your favorite Smartmark Radio episodes at soundcloud.com/smartmarkradio. Again, thank you all so much. Keep your eyes and ears out for the next episodes. We do have a new episode of the Retro Rewind dropping probably next Sunday. We are going to be reviewing Wrestle Kingdom 2. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up right here, right now. I will catch you around the bend, boys and girls. Thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great night.